What's good? This is my UFC St. Louis Fight Night recap, an event I attended myself with a couple of my brothers and my girlfriend. We had an absolute blast. It was our first fight night that wasn't in a Las Vegas pay-per-view. Didn't really know what to expect. I wasn't let down in any type of fashion. Where to begin about this event? The crowd would definitely be my number one to start about. The crowd energy was absolutely insane. The arena was definitely 80%, 85% full the first 1 or 2, 3 fights, which is crazy if you've ever been to a UFC event. I think that has to do with having affordable prices where your diehard and casual fans can all go. Everyone wants to see that first fight. They're not just going for, the superstar champion, which was definitely a breath of fresh air to go to, because the energy St. Louis brought was absolutely insane. From the energy they gave the St. Louis fighters from their walkouts to the moment they got their hand rose was just absolutely crazy. You would have thought all of them were fighting for a title, especially that Buckley fight. I mean, every time he got a takedown, the crowd went absolutely insane. You would have thought he knocked him down every time. It was just a really beautiful thing to watch and just kind of absorb. The pay-per-view fights are always really dope, but for how much you're spending and the star power they have, you just kind of expect that. It's really cool to go to a fight night and get that same type of energy I got from Las Vegas. Prelims. I think Chase Hooper was definitely the standout. If you're a UFC fan, you've gotten to watch Chase Hooper grow up in the UFC and kind of mold himself into this whole new fighter, more all-around fighter. And it's just kind of a beautiful thing to see as a UFC fan. And, he didn't have the best start to his career, like a few people, Charles Oliveira and a couple, but he's kind of starting to show that he might be a problem. But, he's in 155, so he's definitely has a huge challenge ahead of him. Like I said, all the St. Louis fighters definitely showed up, all won by decision. Crowd gave them extreme love. Derek Lewis was a huge fight for St. Louis. People were going crazy. They wanted him to get a knockout so bad. And he just has that it factor. He's just naturally funny. His celebrations are the best, from, bumping his chest and slamming the floor, taking off his shorts. He mooned the crowd. Thankfully, not in my point of view. Didn't need to see that at the end of the night. But just an overall great event. Definitely appreciate the UFC. It's kind of got me thinking, I wouldn't mind going to a fight night rather than a pay-per-view if I can save some money by going. I have nothing negative to say. Super dope event. UFC St. Louis broke the fight night record for grossing gate, so I would definitely imagine the UFC is going to come back. I did see a couple reporters talking about UFC 314, which would be pretty dope. If you don't know, 314 is the St. Louis area code, so due to them breaking that record, I wouldn't be surprised if they did come back, but a pay-per-view would definitely be a lot different for the market. But it definitely just shows you it's time to get out of the apex. All the small city markets are ready. I think with more affordable pricing tickets for the fight night, it's easier to fill those seats. And I think you'll have the UFC having another record-breaking year. But I had a great time. I hope the UFC goes back to St. Louis. It's not a far drive from Chicago. Hopefully I'll have a media pass by then. Let me know what you guys thought about the event, watching from a TV, or if you were there live as well. Let me know what your thoughts on. Be easy.